There's a wee excerpt from my Dying to Live book, Death and the Afterlife. You don't need to moan already, Nelly. If you hear some weird stuff in the background, it's my dog having a wee moan to herself. This is called Start a Conversation. And the quote is, "The first breath is the beginning of death," by Thomas Fuller. And I start by saying, we do need to talk. Seriously, we need to talk. We need to talk and ask questions and tell stories about, become familiar with, tolerant of, and not fear death. We live in a time where there's never been greater access to information. If we don't understand something or need information on how to do something, we can Google it, watch a video on YouTube, read a Reddit, or ask for an opinion on our Twitter feeds. We can ask a Facebook friend, look at a photo on Instagram, or for a quick answer, go on Snapchat. We can find information on anything. There is almost too much information out there, but it isn't personal to us. Sadly, we only seem to talk about death as it affects us, when it threatens to descend on us or our loved ones. We talk about it when it becomes intensely personal, and by then it might be too late to understand the process and the needs of the individual, whether that be the dying person or the one that loves them. We suffer from stiff upper lip syndrome and subconsciously feel as if we don't address the elephant in the room, that perhaps it might not trample all over us for a time anyway. Death is a hard conversation. It's a recognition of our fragility and our smallness. It forces us to face up to the thought that one day we simply won't be here. We won't exist in this human plane of existence. That we aren't immortal in the sense of living here forever. Yet the conversation about death is one we need to have with ourselves, our loved ones, our society. If you follow a spiritual path, it is a conversation you need to have with your deity, your ancestors, your higher self, or the cosmos. There needs to be a conversation of what you might expect, what you might feel, and what you might experience, because without these conversations, there can only be fear. If something is unknown, we can fear it. When something is more familiar, we can learn to accept it and therefore lose our fear. This is important for us individually, but also as a species, because a species living in fear of dying can make some stupid choices. Life becomes so precious a commodity that it is clung to by any means. Life becomes either a time of glorified materialism or a time of religious cultism. Any outlet can be chosen so that our primal fear of not being can be at least blunted, whether that by drugs, alcohol, narcissism, or celebrity worship. Instead of seeing death as a rebirth or a new beginning, it's seen as an end. The closer we come to the end of something we crave, the more we hold on to it without dignity and an open mind. And the quote is by Candy Chang: "Preparing for death is one of the most empowering things you can do. Thinking about death clarifies your life." And that's a little excerpt from the start of Dying to Live by Colette Brown, Death and the Afterlife. I'm going to be reading more from this book. It is my most recent out, but I don't think I've given it enough love, to be honest, because I'm proud of the writing in it, and I'm proud of you all for giving you my stories. Sorry, for giving me your stories. So if you want me to read more to you, I'm not the best reader, but I do my best. So give me a wee thumbs up if you like it, and have a nice week. And maybe there's someone in your life you need to have the conversation with. Many blessings now.